All right. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Baseball and Beer Podcast. I'm your host, John Nee, along with my co-host, J.R. Nicholas.
Hello.
So today, we're coming at you from La Cabra Brewing in
Berwyn, 642 Lancaster Ave in Berwyn, straight across from the Berwyn train station. I used to work down the road just east of here, about half a mile or so. And it's a great place, man. I've been coming here for years. Really excited to finally be doing a podcast from here. This is a great place. They're hosting a private event next door here in another room. We're in a little sub room, kind of somewhat upstairs. And right behind us is the brewery. And they were so accommodating, letting us have this little space here to talk and not have a lot of background noise like we did in Artillery. And the failed podcast at 2SP with the X Games going on. Remember that?
Yes, something was happening there. Motorcycles
so
riding.
Let's start with this first beer before you get into it.
All right, what are we drinking?
This is the Long John. This is their Pilsner. This is their goat. As far as lager goes, this is really good stuff. I'm really excited to drink this now that the weather's getting really hot. So cheers to Long John.
Hey, that ain't bad, man. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yes, it is. And we'll go. I'll interrupt you. We'll do some more beers as you're talking.
Yeah, let them know.
Yeah.
They also have good food here too.
Outstanding food. Oh yeah, we can talk about that all day, man. This place was an outstanding restaurant when it first opened. Before I really got into the beer. Not that I was dismissive about the beer or anything. The beer's outstanding, but the food really knocked it out of the park. They have great wings. There's sandwiches.
Brisket.
He goes to the smokehouse in Bryn Mawr, right there at the hospital, across from the Wawa, Haverford, and Bryn Mawr Ave.
Where you can also get their beers. Yeah.
Also get their beers and a lot of takeaway at that location.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. One of my favorite spots around.
You go there more than I do.
Yeah. I go there a lot. Yeah, me and the wife are up there, 2-3 times a month. Eating a brisket and drinking a hipster catnip, my favorite.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
you
that.
know that?
We're gonna get to that.
One of my all-time favorites. All right, folks. So let's jump into the Phils.
Let's do this.
So the Phils are coming off a tough 9 games where they went out and played San Diego and the Dodgers. 6-game road trip. Came home Tuesday night for 3 more with the Padres. So that was that was a tough 9 games before it started.
Yeah, I was looking at it. It wasn't looking good. No,
we all kind of had our reservations about the. We were saying if they go 3-3 on the road trip, 2-4 would probably be acceptable. But they went out there, they swept San Diego, they got one in LA.
Yes.
So 4-2 out there. But then, even more impressively, they came home and they swept the Padres again.
Padres are having a big funk like we were.
Yeah, and
they're basically like they lost like 9 out of 10 or something. So it's kind of like when I was in Chicago and then we went to Atlanta and lost. That's where the Padres are right now. And
we caught them in a good time.
Yeah, caught them in a good time. So I'm glad we're done with the Padres.
Yeah. So look, we went out 7-2 on them 9 games. I would have never thought that. I would have totally been okay with 5-4, 4-5, but hey, look, they go 7-2. They're currently sitting at 33-29, so they're 4 games over 500 now. That has them tied for a wild card spot now.
We're in the wild card race.
Never thought that a month ago.
It's June.
Never thought that, right?
In April wasn't looking good.
No, not at all. They're 24-10 under Mattingly, so there's been a lot of talk with firing Thompson. Was that the right move, bringing Mattingly in? Look, 24-10 would probably say yes.
Yes, but
I'm not going to blame Rob Thompson for that start. That was the team. That was the players.
And he had to fall.
They could have become a little complacent under Thompson, maybe. Not enough urgency that early in the season, and maybe that's why the Phillies. Look, they need a move needed to be made. The season was slipping away by the end. 9-19 is a horrible start. It's going to cost them the division, folks. We've talked about this every podcast.
Yep.
They're not catching the Braves. They're 9.5 back. The Braves are going to win 100 games. The Phillies probably are going to be closer to 88, maybe 90 if they really play well in the second half. But to get where they're at today is fantastic. To be tied for a wild card spot right now.
Braves are really good, man. We're going to talk about the
really good.
later.
We're still having some offensive problems. The pitching obviously has been lights out.
Mr. Sanchez.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Sanchez, his 50, and 2/3 innings of shutout baseball, which to come to think of that, that's that's 5.5 games without giving. I heard this thing on the radio today. He hasn't given up a run since April.
April 30th.
I mean, it's June.
April 30th.
That's insane. So hats off to Christopher Sanchez. It's a shame he gave up that base hit to left field. I thought Marsh might have had a play at the plate on him. But
So did I.
The throw was a little up the line, not as strong as the other. Garcia probably would have gunned him down. The only thing he's done for this team so far, Garcia, gunning people down. He's got a great arm, good defensive outfielder, but he's part of the offensive problems that this team is still having, folks.
Yeah.
And to be honest, their most glaring hole still remains that they're missing a right-handed bat.
Yes.
We thought Garcia may give us a little more than Casty out there. That's not the case. He did hit a homer yesterday.
It's not happening.
They're going to be looking, I think, at the trade deadline. Look, the owners proposed a hard salary cap. The contract's up after this season for the MLB Players Union. The owners proposed a hard salary cap. The players are going to reject that. They're never going to go for that.
No.
So there's a good chance that the 2027 season is going to start in a lockout, if it's played at all. Because I think the owners are pretty adamant about getting this money under control, and the players are... they're pretty adamant about no. They want more. So it's greed on both sides. I can't necessarily just blame the players because the owners are making billions as well. So
a lot of money. Yeah.
I mean, both sides have to come together because there's a good chance the 2027 season is definitely not going to start in time. I don't believe, and you might miss a whole season. You might miss half this season. You may see something like a 62-game season. You may see no season at all. Who knows? So. For me, with the aging core that the Phillies have right now, Remuto, Wheeler, Harper, Schwarber, Nolan, they need to go all in right now this year.
I agree.
These guys will be 2 years older in 2028 if and when they come back, and if there is no 2020 season, and they have to go all in, and. We'll talk about that in a little more. Let's jump into another beer. I'm talking more than drinking here.
And this is we're going to move into the cold IPA called Plunge. This is this one comes and goes. It's a really nice IPA, and I'll introduce this next one too.
I don't believe I had Plunge yet.
No, it's really good. It's really nice. And this one is a collab they did with Goat's Beard called 10 Goats, I think.
Okay.
It's like a West Coast IPA. And then we'll get to the. I'll praise the catnip at the end here. So, cheers to Plunge.
Cheers, man. That's
Plunge.
good. That's good
It's
taste.
really
Real
nice.
good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Drink this.
So, getting back, there's also the chance. Look, we know Zach Wheeler said he was only going to honor the last 2 years of his contract. So that's another thing for me. Wheeler plays this year.
Come back?
They're locked out next year. Is he
retire?
done? He's done. So that's another scenario. Like, I want to get everything I can out of Zach Wheeler.
Yeah.
So I think it's a situation where Middleton may have to allow Dombrowski. I feel Dombrowski's hands have been tied every year at the trade deadline. He's made big free agent signings before the season, with Turner and them. And the last couple of years, with the Keplers and the Garcias, the $10 million signings, the Band-Aids, I kind of feel he's handcuffed. And I feel he's been handcuffed at the trade deadline to take on salary to pass that next tax threshold. They're going to have to do that this year because... Yeah. I'm going to get into their prospects they have here, and it's not much.
I'm going to mention a couple. I'm going to throw a couple names out.
There's really
who they might go after.
There's really not many prospects in the Phillies farm system, so I think they're going to have to look for almost like a salary dump type of thing. People keep saying that Tarek Skubal, pitcher. We do not need pitching, folks. I'm not taking on a big contract for the rest of this season just to get another pitcher in here and lose a 2-1 playoff game. We don't need pitching. We need a bat.
Need a bat.
I will take Sanchez, Wheeler, Luzardo against any team's top 3 in the league. Anybody in a playoff series.
Sure.
I like it. I like Duran closing games out.
Yep.
I like Karen and Keller to get to bridge the gap in the 8th inning from the right-handed side. We are struggling from the left-handed side with Alvarado and Banks, and I'll talk about that down on who the Phillies could target in a little bit here.
Oh, you mean for the bullpen? Okay.
For the bullpen. So for me,
I got a bat for you.
It's going to have to be a lot of money, okay? I think they're going to have to play money. Our number 1 prospect, Aiden Miller, he's heading for back surgery. He may or may not play this year, so virtually...
No, he's not playing this year.
He's not coming up. He's not going to be dangled in any trade offers. Gage Wood, pitching pretty well right now. in the minors, young kid. He's their number 2 prospect. He's the heir apparent to Wheeler. So
Yeah,
I kind of feel he's going to be.
I don't want to dump him. I wouldn't trade him.
He's going to be untouchable.
Yeah.
So that leaves us 3 to. I'm going to go 3 to 6 there because, to be honest, getting lower than that, nobody's really. That's not the top thing. So our number 3 prospect is a 17-year-old outfielder, Francisco Renteria. I don't think anybody's given up a top player for a 17-year-old kid yet who's not even fully matured, grown, and they don't know what this kid can do yet. Aaron Uscabar, second baseman, or number 4. Dante Nori, outfielder, number 5, who showed some promise in the World Baseball Classic with Italy. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
And then Gabriel Rincones Jr.
He could go.
I'm not sure any of these guys are moving the needle for other teams. You know what I mean?
Well,
maybe 2 or 3 of them, and the Phillies taking on some salary would get something, but it just doesn't seem like there's a whole lot there. One guy right now, he's a little lower on the Phillies prospect list. He's number 17, Alex McFarland at Double-A Reading. Folks, he has 20 games this year, 19.2 innings pitched,
nice,
an 0.46 ERA
really
with
good.
27 Ks. So he's getting some swings and misses.
Okay.
Now that's a guy that someone could come looking for. That's also a guy the Phillies may be looking for themselves to come up at some point. So
well, here, let me throw this out real quick. And I don't know if you're going to talk about Buxton again and stuff.
Yeah, we're going to get the usual suspects. That's coming next.
How about what I heard on MLB this morning with, teams that are struggling, like Houston Astros and Alvar, what's his name, the big right-handed, the left-handed bat,
which we don't need.
Another left-handed bat. Boston, they've got Chapman. Okay, we don't need. But how about Duran?
Another left-hander.
Is he? Well,
left-hander.
Dude, he can hit. And he's an outfielder.
He is an outfielder, and they need an outfielder. Let's be honest here.
They need an outfielder.
So right now, I think I got some notes written here. So over the next 2 months, we're going to hear the usual suspects being linked to the Phillies.
Usual stuff.
And it's been like this the last 3 years. You're going to hear Mike Trout's name mentioned. Yeah. You're going to hear Brian Buxton's name mentioned again. You're going to hear Brian Reynolds, a switch hitter from the Pirates, mentioned again.
But the Pirates are relevant.
The Pirates are playing well right now, so that may be another one.
They're not going to trade
the Mets, Lewis Robert Jr. again. Are the Mets willing to deal him? I'm sure they would be.
They were talking about trading Freddie Peralta already.
Dealing him.
He's a free agent. They should definitely trade him.
Again,
they should trade him.
It takes 2 to tango. So these guys have to become available first.
Yes.
Then the Phillies need the prospects to get one of them,
maybe
the money,
which we don't quite have.
In Trout's case, would be money.
It'd be money.
So
we'll take the money. We'll pay the money. We'll pay the money.
What do I think's going to happen?
I don't know what the Angels would want from us. Probably enough to really.
They would want us to take that contract on, and they'd want a few players.
That would be a ginormous undertaking. I don't know if I'm down with that.
I mean, for me, the money, I would take the money on just because.
Whatever.
With the lockout movement
but
next year.
You don't want to give away too many guys here.
Well,
that's a problem.
We
come back in 2 years and
I mean, for me, Gage Wood is the only untouchable on that team right now. Aiden Miller right now with a bad back, missing time like this. Hey, look, if you got to bite the bullet and say, I know people are down on him, but for me, look, you got to help Baum here. So he's a free agent. Sign Baum. You know what I mean? Baum's going to hit 20 homers. He drives in 90 runs. He bats 280.
He's good. And somebody on FaceCrack said, "Hey, just sign Baum for like a year or 2. Like give him the Garcia contract or something. Give him but he's probably going to want more, and he's probably going to go out there and explore his options."
Sure,
but
I mean, for me though, at this point with Miller, even if he makes it back by August and plays a little bit, he's not going to help this team next year.
No,
he's going to need another year in AAA. Hey, look, he may turn out to be a good player. I'd be willing to deal a guy like Miller to get a good bat in here and go for it this year. And a guy like Trout, he signed for 4 more years. So is it an aging player? Yes, it's another aging player, but
he's healthy. He's finally healthy.
He's been healthy this year.
He hasn't played for he's had so much time off. It's not like he's worn down from playing every season.
He's healthy. He's on pace for 39 homers, I believe. He's walking at over 100 walk a season pace. So. And he's playing center field again now, which you wouldn't need him to do here. You put him in right field.
Yes.
So,
yes, you would.
I'd be happy with a move like that.
Yeah.
What I believe is going to happen with the Phillies, folks, we're going to see an Austin Hayes or Harrison Bader type move at the deadline. So in this situation for me, think Taylor Ward here from the Baltimore Orioles.
So good. Dude.
Someone like that. And
this West Coast is solid.
a good one?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
Get a little sip of that in here.
Dude, really solid. I'm gonna get a pint of this downstairs.
So for me, Taylor Ward would be okay. Look, if they're not going to go all in, that would be an upgrade, I believe, over Garcia, who would then go to the bench. He could be used late in the game, defensive purposes. Maybe you get him a bat against a lefty if I hope he hits a homer for you, this and that. Because I'll tell you what, folks, that bench needs a bat. Kemp, Herrera, Reyes, they've all had a shot at it. They're not playing enough. You can't bring, I said this numerous times to you. You cannot bring minor league guys up and stick them on the bench and expect them to play well.
Right.
That is where you need a veteran, 30, 32, 35, end of their career, been playing their whole career, that knows that role. A young player needs to play. They're not the
former
right guy for
platoon
that
player
job.
that can come off the bench. And when are we going to kick one of our catchers to the curb? Why is Marchand on this team, dude? He's taking up a roster.
So the reason
to play once a week.
The reason Marchand and Stubbs are both here is they're out of options. So I believe the Phillies are afraid. They have such a lack of depth in their minor league system that they're afraid that if they were to try to send one of these down, one of them guys down, Marchand or Stubbs, somebody would pick them up, and somebody rightfully would, because they could send them to AAA.
Right, and
you know what I mean?
Yes, they could. And if
Remuto gets hurt, then you're in trouble.
Then we're screwed.
Then we have nothing.
We have nothing.
So I believe they feel with the playing time with the outfielders they have, I believe they feel they can just stash Stubbs there, use him as a pinch runner, get him a game behind the plate every 15 games or whatever.
It's just a shame those guys. Neither one can hit.
No. I mean, Stubbs, they're both good defensive catchers, so I'm okay with that. Stubbs has some speed, so, hey, look, you need to steal a base in the ninth inning, you're down to run. You need a bunt. Stubbs is your guy.
Sure. I agree.
So I'm kind of okay with that, but they need a bat. They got to get there. And then another spot where I also feel, and I didn't think this before the season, folks, another spot that they may have to look is for that left-handed reliever come playoff time. If Alvarado,
which we didn't talk about at the beginning of the season,
if Alvarado and Banks continue to have ERAs in the 5 and 6s,
terrible.
We have a problem there.
We have a problem.
Keller hasn't been good right now. He's been okay. He's got his ERA down in the 3s now. We need, Keller and Kakarin. They're going to be the 7th and 8th inning right-handed guys that are going to bridge that gap to Duran in the 9th. And we need Alvarado to be there for the lefties.
We need
him
to get better.
Banks I'm okay with in the 6th. Tim Mays has done a good job, but he's more of the 5th, 6th inning type guy. So, I mean, nothing against Tim Mays. That's just where his role is.
That's his role.
He hasn't been given a chance to come into a high leverage situation. Maybe he can handle it if they give him the chance, but right now it's Alvarado and Banks, and they're not getting the job.
Well, maybe they need to give him a chance and let them not use Alvarado.
I mean, I really thought in yesterday's game when he came in, walked the first guy, gave up a homer, walked another guy. I really thought there was a chance he may blow that game. That game may be tied in extra innings. And that can't happen with a 4-run lead in the ninth inning.
No, it cannot.
And because look, Duran can't close. He pitched a couple days in a row. He needed a day off. Keller needed a day off. So
I get it.
You need somebody that's going to be able to step in there and close a game out when Duran's not available. Kakarin can do it. They have Alvarado Mark to do it, and he just. Even maybe Sugart's another guy. He's been pitching very well for them. Maybe he could close the game out for them. But so if they do need to go to I'm going to go back to the Orioles again because they're falling off here. And
what a shame. What a bummer.
Trevor Rogers, sidewinder, left-handed reliever, be a good one for the Phils. Maybe you have some kind of a target package, Taylor Ward for the outfield, and Trevor Rogers.
Done, but. They're going to try. They're going to try to get in the wild. They're under 500, but they're 8 games back, and they're going to try to.
Yeah, don't hang around. I don't
know if they're going to be sellers. I don't know. Toronto might be.
Well, the Phillies have a little history with them. You know what I mean? Soto, Dominguez.
Boston's going to sell. Boston's going to sell, dude. Boston's not going to.
Yeah, Boston could be a seller, but I don't know if they have the left-handed reliever. Look, we're not going to go out.
I'm just saying
we're not getting Chapman.
I know we're not getting Chapman. We're not getting probably not getting Duran after. I forgot he was left.
Yeah. I mean, look, at this point of the season, we're 19 games away from the midway point. Okay, we have 33 wins. We have a pretty good idea of what this team is right now.
Yeah, they don't hit.
It's not all of a sudden they're not going to. Hey, look, are they going to have a game where they score 8 runs? Of course they are. But yesterday was the first time they scored 5 runs in like a month. They've been teetering 4 as their high point. And with this offense and the way they're paid, they need more than that. So we have a good idea what this team is, what they need, and I do believe Dombrowski is probably feeling a little heat with, you know, Thompson already being dismissed.
Right.
I mean, he would be the next scapegoat, you know, the next fall guy, because you're not going to get rid of any players, with the exception of like a Garcia. Look, Turner ain't going nowhere with his contract. Nola's not going nowhere with his contract.
No,
these guys they're not living up to their
no,
contracts.
no,
They're not playing well.
No.
JT's starting to look every bit of a 35-year-old catcher, which is to be expected. And they were kind of handcuffed with him because their lack of depth in their system with catchers, where they had a sign for 3 years.
They're going to have to do something.
I would have preferred a 1-year contract this year with maybe a club and player option next year. But look, they were handcuffed. They had nothing, and that was a result of trading Eduardo Tate last year to get Durant. They had to go get Durant, and Minnesota knew what they wanted. And
so Rebuto kind of had the leverage here. He's like, well, he would end up. Somebody would have signed him. Mm-hmm. Somebody would have jumped. Somebody would take him for sure.
I mean, for me personally, I think the window's closing on his team. Not this year.
Not yet.
If they're not locked out next year, they're still going to be a good team this year, next year, and maybe even the 2028 with a guy like Crawford maturing and Painter. If Painter lives up, right now he's not getting the job done, but I think he will. I think he'll turn around.
I think he's going to be fine.
If Turner can just start playing decent and Nola, look, I think Harper's still got about 3 years left. Schwarber's got a good 3 years. JT's he's going to dip offensively, but look, if he's hitting 7th or 8th and he's still catching good for me, I'm not worried about him. I need a little more production from Stott and Baum. Brandon Marsh has been fantastic this year.
Marsh is very surprising.
Chance to be an all-star this year.
I think he should be.
I mean, I like to.
We'll see.
I still see him being lifted for pitch hitters, though. I'd like to just see him. Let's just play this. Look, they did that with Utley for a while back in the day. They did it with Jason Worth, for a while, and then they finally let them guys turn them loose, and they became great players. It's time right now. Marsh has earned to be an everyday player. No pitch hitting for Marsh in the 8th inning with a right-handed batter. Look, did it work out last week with Sosa hitting home? Well, the first time up, Sosa struck out.
Yes.
Then he came up, the order came around again, and Sosa hit a homer to win the game. But still, Marsh is hitting 330-something, 334, I believe. He needs to play every day. He just needs to give him the shot. Give him the shot. Give Crawford the shot every day. Stop sitting him. If anyone needs to sit, maybe Garcia, who's played every game, I think.
Why not?
Let's sit him down for
Who can you throw out there? You put Crawford,
Baroa.
Well, where would Baroa play if? Would he play right field for Garcia, or would he go in left?
He could go to left, and Marsh could go to right.
Center stuff, or Marsh can pretty much play.
Marsh can play anywhere. Marsh can play all 3 positions. Crawford can play center and left. Baroa can probably move around all 3.
I think I mentioned that the last time. Crawford's been sitting too much.
I believe he has.
He should be playing pretty much every day.
Yes, that's what you
when I was pitching about Stott, the same thing. Stott with Thompson. That really bothered me, man.
Sosa's a great bench player, and I love Sosa.
Yeah.
He produces when he comes in.
And he can put them all over the place.
But Stott needs to play every day.
Yeah.
Baum needs to play every day. Crawford needs to play every day. You can get Sosa his games here and there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They got Sosa a game in the left field the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance. You can get a game where maybe Harper needs a day off. Baum plays first.
Yes.
Sosa can go to third.
That's what they did.
You can get Sosa his 2 games a week, but I just need to see. Stott can hit left-handed pitching.
He can.
This is mind-boggling to me.
Yes.
Him almost in a strict platoon with Sosa when it comes to left-handed pitching, and I don't like it at all. I mean Sosa. I was thinking about this the other day. Look, before this trade deadline, if Garcia continues to struggle, and there's no reason to believe he won't, none.
No. It's not like he's going to pull it together and have a great second half. It is what it is with him, right?
There's some options right here on this roster. And we're going to talk about it, and it's beating a dead drum because they're not going to happen. But I'm going to talk about them anyway.
Yes, you are.
First and foremost, if you want to get a right-handed bat and Garcia needs to sit, Sosa plays third, Baum goes to first, Harper goes back to right. That's the simplest solution for me right there. Okay? Simple, end of story.
Okay.
If you don't like that, if Bracey can't go back to right field, we're afraid of his bat, whatever, he doesn't want to, Some people like to say on the radio, and some people on our Facebook pages, we're on other baseball pages, that Bryce is a partial GM. He has said he would go back there, but yet he hasn't. So if he's not willing to, or the Phillies ain't willing to put him there, another option would be, folks, Trey Turner has kind of dipped again at shortstop this year. So how about you put Turner in left field, and
Right.
you know, you can do whatever you want.
But Sosa
can go to
Yep,
short,
yep, yep,
or
yep.
Sosa can go to second, and Stott can go to short.
You can do whatever you want.
So you have an option to get Sosa's bat in the lineup every day.
I think you leave Stott at second base.
Will he struggle in the lineup every day? Yes, he's a bench player, so of course his average will drip a little bit. But he's a guy that might hit 15 homers for you if he plays every day, and I believe he's going to hit better than Garcia. I
Yes.
personally think Garcia is cooked offensively.
It's the Garcia factor.
Yeah,
it's like making things.
He had a nice day yesterday.
Wheels in motion.
He hit a homer yesterday.
Yes.
Good for him. Okay, look,
He celebrated quite.
Yeah, with the backflip. And I mean, would I love to see Garcia take off here? Look, I don't need a 250 average from Garcia.
No.
I'm okay with his.
I need home runs.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm okay with his 230 batting average we expect him to hit this year. But if he could give us 25, if he can give me 20 homers the rest of the year, or 18, something like that, I'd be ecstatic with that and play a good.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to happen.
No,
I
I
mean,
don't
folks,
either.
he's on pace for like 11.
I know.
You know, why do we? And he's striking out at an unbelievable rate. So there's just nothing there to show. He'll hit the occasional homer every 8 to 10 games, but.
Interrupt for a second.
I just don't
how
say it.
How about you saying when they DFA'd Nicky 3 buttons to bring him back? That's funny.
I mean,
yo, what a slap in the face for Nicky to get fucking DFA'd.
right here in Philly
Right
on
here
a
in
road
Philly.
trip. I can only speculate on this, folks. And this would just be my guess. This is nothing I heard. This was talked about on the radio, on sports radio talk, that maybe Nicky mouthed off about not playing, you know, the first game or something, and the Padres said, you know what? You mouthed off in Philly, you're cut. Because who cuts a guy on the road to bring a minor leaguer up? I mean, in the town he just left. I mean, get the guy a game, a standing ovation from the fans, whatever he was going to get. Fly back home. You're struggling anyway, Padres. You're not winning games. Get the guy his game on the way home. Whatever. Tell him you're done. You know, pack your shit. Whatever. But what a slap in the face that was.
What a slap in the face that was.
I mean,
Jeez,
look.
so embarrassing.
You know, Nicky 3 buttons, whatever you want to call him.
He didn't deserve that.
Maybe
sorry.
he did, dude.
Maybe, who knows? Who knows? To your point,
we don't know.
If he was
We don't know if he
if he
deserved
was
it.
talking shit again, then kick him to the curb.
Look.
All right. If you're a freaking cancer, then you need to go.
We all heard
But-
the scenario last
but-
year, you know, cracking the beer and sitting
Yeah,
back on the
yeah.
bench. Totally unprofessional.
I get it.
What he said about Rob Thompson never playing a game here, totally
Not cool.
unprofessional.
Not cool.
And
No,
let's
not
clear
cool.
let's clear that up real quick.
Yeah.
Rob played minor league baseball.
Sure,
he played the game. He just
played
didn't-
the game.
He just didn't make it to the pros. Okay,
A lot of guys played the minors and were coaches and stuff. A ton of people were
Guys,
coaches.
I have no
They're
problem.
scouts, coaches, whatever.
Junior, I have no problem with a guy who never even made it to the minors being a coach. Just because you didn't play minor league baseball, college baseball, whatever. A high school player could have been the best high school player, did some umpire, did some coaching, could be one of the best coaches out there. You know what I mean? Just because you didn't physically, you know, step foot on the major league field as a player, that don't mean jack shit to me.
Yeah, that's some nasty shit to
You
say.
know, I mean,
I agree.
I mean, Nicky was just upset, and I don't want to say rightfully so. The Phillies, Thompson was right taking Nicky out of them games in the 8th and 9th inning. He's slow.
Okay.
He could get to a ball hitting right at him, and like Nick, his excuse was, I played every day. I play 162 games. You do, Nick, but you're not a good fielder. I'm sorry.
Nicky got all upset because it happened in Miami. That's his hometown, in front of his family and stuff. And again, but we're not about what your family
Pleasing the
thinks.
family,
We're
right.
trying to win baseball games.
If
You know?
And you are not a good fielder.
And
if I can get a
we
fielder out there,
needed the
yes.
defensive replacement, and it just happened to be the time to do it.
Yes.
And then all went sideways when he went in and.
I mean, I've heard it all. Getting back to Nicky, when I did say the other day, Christ, I pick him. And the only reason I said that was because we're already paying him. I figured, what the hell? If we're already paying the guy, he's definitely better than Stubbs coming off the bench. He's better than Baroa coming off the bench.
I know.
And
it was funny, but it made me think for like 10 seconds.
I mean,
like,
people were throwing Kutch's name out. He got cut.
I
People
said
were like,
that.
do we
Yeah,
bring Uncle
yeah.
Larry back?
Yeah,
No, not just
no.
you. I heard it on the radio. and all.
Okay.
Hey, look, let's be honest here, folks.
They're done.
Kutch is
They're done.
cooked.
They're done.
Caskey's cooked. Garcia's cooked. Our
Yeah.
current right fielder is
Right.
cooked
He's-
offensively. Hey, look, if we're already paying, you're already technically paying Caskey, and he's making a league minimum now for the Padres.
That would have been weird.
If he came back and you play him 6-7 innings out there, get him 2 or 3 at bats, and Garcia again, Nick, you're going to sit every 7th, 8th, and 9th inning for me for defensive purposes if we're winning. So I just don't think the headache will be worth it.
And he has to be okay.
I mean, he's not
He
producing.
has to be okay for hipster catnip. the Citra IPA.
My all-time favorite.
My holy
right
grail,
here.
the holy grail here
Yeah.
at Le Cabra.
My all-time favorite.
Enough with Nicky Three Buttons and all this.
Yeah, he's not coming back. Kutch ain't coming back.
Stopped all this shit right now.
Stubbs is probably hanging out here for a while. I mean, personally, I would keep Stubbs over Marchand. That's just me.
Yes, I would
Marchand's
too.
not lived up to his
I would.
expectations.
It's unfortunate Marchand is just not what we thought.
He's a backup catcher. That's all he is.
But he can't hit, John.
He can't hit.
Like he's worse than a backup catcher.
Yep.
He's a backup catcher that can't hit.
And we have no help in the minors.
And we have nothing.
We have nothing in the minors coming up.
They're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, Rincones Jr. is a left-handed bat. Dante Nori, another outfielder, a left-handed bat. We need a right-handed bat. We lack it. Reyes is a right-handed bat down there, but if you're going to bring him up,
Let
he
him
needs
play.
to play.
He needs to
can't-
play.
and-
Maybe they platoon him with Garcia. I don't know.
I just this platoon
He needs to
thing,
play a
no,
lot.
he's a minor. You can't. Like for me,
He needs to play every
you
day.
can't platoon minor leaguers. You have. It has to be. Look,
Let him play.
I mean, I hate to say this. I would take him back in a heartbeat if it comes to this. I would take a Harrison Bader back at the trade deadline.
Sure.
He'd be a guy that could step into a platoon and play every day.
There's a team that's going to be dumping.
I would take an
They're-
Austin
they're
Hayes
gonna-
back. I
they're
would
gonna
take an
sell.
Austin Hayes back.
Where's he at?
I'm not sure if he's still with the Reds right now, or I kind of lost.
I kind of lost track of him.
I mean, that's the kind of move again
But-
I think they're going to make.
Yeah, I get it.
But right now, I just want to add one more thing, folks. So look, again, we're 19 games from the 81 game point, the halfway point, and we're sitting at 33 wins. So hopefully the Phillies can take 11 or 12 of them next 19. You get 11 wins, you get 12 wins, put you at 44, 45 wins. Now you're on pace for 88 to 90. That's going to grab you a wild card spot, no doubt about it. Even 10. 10 would put them at 43. You're on pace for 86. That's a little dicey. The Reds got in last year with 83. I think 85, 86 a little dicey. You want to be up into the 88 to 90 to make it.
What if Pittsburgh's a wild card candidate? If they hang in there in the.
I mean, I've seen this
That
for
division-
five.
that
I've seen
division.
this the last 5 years now with Pittsburgh.
But they don't stink yet.
They've hung to about look.
These teams stink.
A lot of
San
te-
Francisco, Colorado, they're bad. And San Diego's struggling. Arizona passed them. Okay, so
Cubs are struggling.
the Cubs.
Cardinals
are
are going to come down.
And
I believe.
the Reds are a game over 500. They're in last place, 6.5 back. That division is very, very good. It's the Braves division to lose. We're a wild card team, as maybe Nationals could be if they.
Nah, it'll fall.
They're not.
Below
They're
500
not going to.
already.
Yeah, but like, what if they're buyers? Who knows? They pull out
I
some-
personally think once you cross that 81 game, you know what? Not even 81 game mark. Let's go to the All-Star break.
Yeah, also
90 games in or so.
Yeah.
Once you come out of that All-Star break, that's when the good teams start playing good. That's when you see over the final 70 games. That's when you see a team like the
Just-
Dodgers,
they're-
the Phillies, the Yankees go on like a 48 and 26 tear.
Like the Braves
And
did at the beginning of the
And that's
season.
when you see a team like the Pirates, Cardinals, Reds start falling back into the 500 ball
Yes.
where they start falling out. Look, the way the wild card's set up, a lot of teams will hang around in that wild card almost to like the final 2 weeks of the season. You could be below 500 and still be
in the
within
wild card.
5 games
kinda-
of the wild card.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, with 12 games
yeah.
to go. So
Look at the Detroit.
You know.
Detroit and Kansas City. Kansas City's in last place now. Look at these teams. They're not playing well.
not at all.
They're 7 back. It's Cleveland and the White Sox who we play this weekend. They're for
Yes.
real.
Got to take 2
We got to figure out how to pitch that Japanese.
Gotta get 2 or
hitter.
3.
Gotta
Come home.
win the series.
Come home, get 2 or 3.
And then it's Toronto and Milwaukee. Just looking ahead.
Take 3
and
3
then
there.
and then we come home and we play. I forget who, but then it's the Mets. We're fine. We haven't played the Mets yet.
I haven't played the Mets yet, which is kind of weird.
It's kind
in
of weird.
June. But I like it. We're gonna
I don't have the
backload it.
20th. I have the Father's Day game on Sunday, the 21st. I'm getting a hat giveaway. It's a night game. It's at 7:15, which is kind of
Nice.
cool. So I don't know what we were talking about on the way here. What channel would that be on? It would be on Comcast, our local, but would it be national?
Comcast could be on Apple TV.
Well,
you never know what they're
who
throwing
knows?
games on now.
Yeah.
Facebook. I mean, the way they're doing freaking. I don't. I just. I go
MySpace.
week to
I don't
week.
know, but you'll see it in New York. You'll see it in Philadelphia. But would everybody else see it? Like
I don't know. I don't know the way they're doing it anymore. There's no more. It doesn't seem like there's any more Sunday night baseball like it used to be. It just seems to have disappeared. But
I miss that.
so, folks, that's pretty
But
much
I'll be there.
all we have on the beer we got here from
We got
lovely
beers.
La Cabra today.
We're gonna go down and get some more
Phillies,
beers.
yeah, get some
and
lunch, some
when they
brisket.
tap this
And I
Italian
want to give you,
Pilsner,
a little Little
Grab
quick
it,
peek,
grab
if I
it.
can, here of
Grab it, Johnny.
where we were at today. So we were in the top room.
Overlooking the brewery.
There's their brewery out back there,
And
and
Justin down there is killing it.
take a little peek, see if we can get you where we're going to be heading downstairs now, out of the top room they had us in.
Yeah.
So we're going to head down here to the bar, and that's pretty much all we have today, folks. And we'll see you in a few days.
Cheers.
Go Phils.
Go Phils. Yeah. I like it. It's a good one, Johnny. I approve.